If you enjoy the Low Scale Gaming podcast, please leave us a like, review, and subscribe. Any feedback is welcomed, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to the Low Scale Gaming podcast. I'm your host, Fantasy, and as always, I'm joined by Conan Jones and Inferior Mage. Conan, how you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm kind of snotty for some reason. I don't feel
Yeah,
bad.
you
I
always
just,
been snotty.
bup, 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 I don't know why that is the response to that, but
I don't know either.
no, I'm okay. How are y'all?
I'm losing my voice, if you can't tell, and I'm losing it because me being back in school and
Using the
using my
teacher
teacher's
voice.
voice all week.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to rest it as much as I can today and just drink water and stuff. So I have my mic really close to my face so I don't talk loud
Uh,
and just it sucks.
so let's record an hour-long podcast.
Yeah. Anyways, Mage, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a good week. Had basically my first time off in since December of last year, So it was good.
Yeah.
I got to enjoy a little bit. So good week for me.
Did y'all see that our college had 25 positive cases of COVID and then still had a back to school bash at the Bulldog town center or whatever, or in Weatherford?
It was pretty funny. I saw that.
I did not, but that does not sound like something that surprises me.
That's the SWASU I know.
Small town,
Man.
Western Oklahoma, man.
I could not believe it. But I couldn't believe it, but at the same point, I'm just like, yeah, that's saucy. Anything to make a buck. But people be safe. Don't be dumb. Please. It's not that hard to not be dumb. Okay?
Yeah,
Anyways.
because I feel like I saw something that I think it was at UCO that they didn't even say anything about it.
Yeah. SWASU didn't even say anything about it. It was reported from the Weatherford Daily News.
Oh, okay, so yes, I did see something from UCO. Oh, UCO people were trying to get money back since they're paying for all the fees and stuff to use the library and the computers, and it's like, we're not on campus. Like, why am I paying to
Why am
use
I
these
paying this?
things? Give me
Yeah.
my money back.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's a good point, though.
It is a really good point.
I can understand paying for it and have it be part of the stuff whenever you're there like normal, but as itemized as all of those receipts and stuff are every semester, no, I'm not paying for the wellness center that I can't use, that nobody's at, that's not open.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're just going to see a lot more of that as this year goes on.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's not gonna get any better until it gets. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I got you. Colleges just try to snake everybody for as much money as they can get. It's what it is. It's not a lie.
It's like when you're buying a car.
College isn't when you're running a college. It's not about an education. It's about profits. It's a business.
Money.
They're going to try to do everything they can to get as much money out of you as possible.
I mean, yeah, exactly. We see how much money they put into OU puts so much money in their football program because that's what makes them the most money.
Exactly.
And now it's funny that now that sports are not a thing, they're like, oh, we don't have any money to help with this. Like, you have to pay all these fees because we don't have sports making money for us. And it's like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that how it is?
Yeah, it's so stupid. But We'll get through it. Hopefully, they get their money back. Is what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
because
hopefully
it's
they
stupid.
figure something out with it, because it's like you said, it's just going to be everybody's going to be asking those questions now. Because I
Yeah.
mean, legitimate questions to ask that no one's ever really probably thought about until something like this happens. Like, but
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our fails of the week. Conan Jones, what is your fail of the week?
so I couldn't really think of anything like specifically. I've just been super busy this week. Like my Friday, I had already planned to be pretty busy, and then like Friday morning, I got another case that I had to go out same day for. And I was in the car from 9:45 till almost 7. Yeah,
A
on
long day.
Friday. Yeah, because I just had meeting after meeting after failed attempt after failed attempt after lunch
Yeah.
after failed attempt after meeting, and I got home and I was just like, I don't. I've been sitting all day, but I'm so tired. I don't want to move. Like,
Driving
Yeah.
sucks. Like, driving takes a lot out of people. Like, I know it's just sitting there, but it still takes a lot.
and like,
But not only that, but you're like going to the same houses over and over again and trying to make a tent. That's just mentally exhausting.
yeah. Between that and people just drive like idiots on the south side and on Northwest Expressway, like that's where I was for a lot of the time, and then um I had to put more business cards in my wallet. So like,
Say Conan Jones on it.
no, they say my IRL name, unfortunately, but
Worthless.
I have to keep them in my wallet just because little my binder that has all my loose papers and stuff, it doesn't do well with business cards and just rips them up.
Yeah.
So having that extra thickness to my wallet driving around Friday kind of like messed my back up, which is weird to say. Like, that's a very old man Jones statement, but
Get off my lawn.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
You should just keep them in your in like your car, like in the little divot thing. Just put like a whole stack of business cards in your car because you're gonna drive everywhere you're gonna take them.
and that's what I've got now too. Like, I have a larger stack just binder clipped together in like the sunglasses holder, but I still have to have some on me to hand out. So I mean, there's not many in my wallet, maybe like 6 or 7, but it's just weird that much extra stuff in there. I was able to feel a difference in my body after a day of driving.
Just uncomfortable sitting for so long.
Yeah, I guess so. Just kind of that much leaning, how my right side was kind of lifted higher than my left side of my butt. So, I guess,
it makes sense.
yeah.
Mage, what's your fail of the week?
So I had a doctor's appointment Thursday,
Oh,
and I've been having those ear infections and stuff this whole
Yeah.
year. So I was talking to her about it, and I was like, "Look, I don't know what's going on, but I want to get recommended to I want to go to an ENT or an ear, nose, and throat doctor just to see what's up with my sinuses and stuff."
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm an adult. I should not have 3 ear infections in the span of like 6 months, And I was like, even that week, I was like, and I'm still feeling pressure in my ears. Like there's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so she takes a look at my ears, and she didn't look very long. And I don't know how accurate what she said is, but she was like, you have 2 ruptured eardrums.
Ow.
Yeah, that's what. And I was just like, and she's like, so I'm definitely going to put in. I'm definitely going to schedule with the ENT. And I was just like, and she's like, it doesn't hurt. I was like, no, it just feels like pressure in my ears, and I can still hear. So I don't know. I don't know if like it's like really ruptured, or if it's just like I don't know, like about to. If that makes sense. But it's like, yeah,
What
that's
did
my
you
fail.
do? Like, have you just been like ramming Q-tips into your ear?
No, I haven't done anything. I've literally all I've done is I have taken medication. I've taken Claritin pretty much every
No.
day.
I don't know. That's to have both your ears ruptured. It seems like something's going on.
It
That's
does.
like,
And she did not. I'll say she did not look at it for very long. It was kind of like a stick look out kind of thing.
yeah.
So I'm not. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know, like how accurate what she said is, but that's what she told me, and I'm just like, I feel like it should probably have more issues. But she gave me some eardrops that I've been using, and
She's
they're
been helping.
they're not hurting or anything. But I'm supposed to get scheduled with the ENT pretty soon, so but that's my fail.
So, okay, how if your eardrums are ruptured, that makes me think that they're broken and they've exploded more or
That's
less.
exactly what I think.
So, like, how are drops gonna do anything? It's like, hey, this balloon's popped. Oh, hey, sprinkle some water on it; it'll fix it. It's like,
And it might be just something like it got infected and the infection popped or something like that. So like
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 yeah,
a zit kind of deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I didn't actually look it up what a ruptured eardrum looks like. So
I don't know if that's something I want to be able to see. Like,
yeah, I've been like, man, I need to kind of see if like what she's talking about here because I'm not really sure what a ruptured eardrum is. Because Conan, that's exactly what I was thinking when she was telling me. I was like, so are my eardrums like just busted? Am
yeah,
I
like
never going to be able to hear again? 'Cause
I'm
I
in
can
the
hear
end
in
game
and
now. Well, hopefully the ENT will be able to like give you some actual answers and
Yeah, like I was like, what do I need to do here?
yeah, you're gonna have to get hearing aids.
Probably something.
What did you say, Sonny? That's gonna be Mage soon.
All
So
right.
my fail this week is just, man, we had back to school. You can hear my voice is like losing it. But it's the back to school wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Uh, my brother's just been like, I don't know, he's just been pissing me off all week. And like, it's just one thing or another around the house that he's just not done his chores and stuff. And then he's like, oh, well, why am I getting yelled at? And just, it's dumb. But the main thing is that I'm having to teach music in the gym now, in the old gym now, and not in my classroom because my kids can't social distance in my classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the AC's broken there. So it's just miserably hot.
That's a big oof.
Yeah.
But your AC's broken in the gym.
Yes.
Oof.
So it's just miserable in there.
Like I remember my Oklahoma school, the gym didn't have an air conditioner. They just had big fan vents that went outside. So it's if they turned them on, it was just blowing hot air everywhere. And it was like just the most miserable gym in the world.
I had a gym just like that too, so I understand.
Sorry, are you still doing instruments and stuff just in the gym? Or I guess that's with
No,
your
this
little
is
kids.
my elementary school.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my elementary school.
So is your high school, your bigger kids still been able to do actual band stuff?
Yeah, we've been social distancing and doing band.
Yeah. I saw you post about trying to do like face coverings and stuff.
Yeah, somebody in the community is making that.
That's cool. Just have somebody just make them up for you.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's pretty much been my week. It's just been hot.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are we talking about with topic one this week, Conan Jones?
Sorry, it was
Conan
dying.
got COVID.
Yeah,
coughing.
I muted myself for the
Coughing.
recording, but you guys heard me dying. I couldn't think of anything. Like, I was just gonna kind of see how school was going, and then
I'm trying not to talk as much because, man, I feel my voice like going even more and more now.
yeah, um,
I honestly might dip out because I can't talk as much as I usually do, and like my voice is hurting.
okay.
We can talk about like good things to do when job hunting. How's that?
Good choice, Mage.
I don't necessarily feel like I need the help, but might as well talk about it. I can take advice.
Okay, so let's see. I'm just kind of writing stuff down as we go.
What was the thing your mom said on Facebook, Conan Jones? Was
Oh,
don't come to your interview
like you're going to the lake.
to go to the lake.
Yeah,
That's a good one. I'm
yeah.
assuming somebody went for a job there.
I
Was
possibly.
going to the lake afterwards.
I'm not
Dude,
really.
for real though. Like back before I was working for DHS, and I was this is about 2 years ago. I hadn't quite graduated from college yet, and I was looking for some part-time jobs, and I was applying to stuff, and man, like the stuff I got interviews for, like I would dress nice, and like some people would just come in dressed like with like a shorts and t-shirts, or like even worse than that, and I'm just like, how? Why do you expect that people are going to hire you when you look like that?
What are you expecting to happen here?
Yeah, I'm just like,
Sir,
okay.
Sir, you're wearing a tuxedo to a job interview that requires you to clean toilets. Get out of my office.
I never went that hard, but I would wear like a button-up shirt and khakis, like just like basic stuff, you know.
Yeah.
At least look presentable. Like
I'm gonna brush my hair
job,
at least. I don't know. Whenever I was job hunting, so the biggest thing that I would always look for is just location, where it was, followed by what the job entails. Like for me it was different because it's like obviously I'm looking for a teaching gig. Like I'm looking for band and a school, and that really kind of narrowed it down as opposed to like Mage, who was just kind of looking for anything. So whenever I was talking with everybody, it just kind of jumped into what the requirements for the position were and what was expected. If they had marching band, if it was concert, went to contest, like did they do musicals, or you know, is it 6 through 12, is it K through 12, and kind of getting all of that sort of information. You know, did I have to drive a bus, did I not, whatever it was. Kind of stuff like that. So just the expectations of the job, I guess training too, because I know with DHS, like provided all the training for us, so it was just, hey, you're hired, okay, you'll go to training, and after a while, and you'll be there for 2 or 3 months or however long it was. Training, probably salary too. Like, what are you paying me? Am I hourly? Am I just, here's what you get every month, do the thing? Benefits and like insurance or something.
Right. What's the when you're applying, what were your specifications on your resume? Like, how did you write up your resume?
It was pretty basic. Like, it had all of my school information. It had like the big band things. Like, I didn't have to do a resume for DHS. I just like filled it out, and they called me back and said, hey, do you have a pulse? And I said yes. And you have a degree? And I said yes. And they said, awesome, here's the job. And I said, all right. Um, but all for band stuff, it was always just, here's my accomplishments in the band world. Here's my other jobs. Here's the big things I did at my other school. Like,
So you would put that stuff in your resume,
yes.
Yeah.
like what kind of accomplishments would you put in?
So, let me actually see if I can find. I should have my resume here somewhere. Everybody can hear my stuff clicked clickety
Clickety
clack.
clack down the track.
It's okay. It's nothing worse than what Fantasy does.
Yeah, it's fair.
At least this one is just clicking on stuff. Man, I have not gone through my drive and my stuff in so long. Like, I don't know where anything is. Picture. I wonder if it's on my drive.
Because on mine, what I did was I never did like write out like I guess specific accomplishment. Well, okay, I did write out specific accomplishments, but on my resume I have like what degree I have, of course. What things like I'm an Eagle Scout. Things that like I was fun, like I helped in fundraising at Kappa Kappa Psi, like little things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I had stuff like that in there. I remember for like band stuff, like I had, we went to state contest in 2000 whatever, and we performed at Universal Studios, and we performed in Chicago, and we attended these events, and we did these things that I helped facilitate. We did XYZ at contest, and we also got a award at Heartland, and all of those little things that just kind of add up over time. You know what I mean? Honestly, I can't find this. I'm not sure where this thing is.
How long did your resume end up being?
It was like a page and a half. It was not very long.
Okay, because I've heard that you're supposed to make it just a page long.
Yeah.
Because like if it's too long, they're not going to read it.
Yeah. Job stuff, resume. Yeah. Education, just got my bachelor's. Here's my high school. I passed all of my certification exams for my OSAT, OPTI, OGET, and my CDL stuff. Professional experience, stuff from my Texas school. The different classes I taught, solo taught a different class. Did marching band, competed in regional marching and concert competition, coordinated fundraising, cooperated with administration and school board members in order to make necessary changes to band classes in an effort to make the program as successful as possible.
Also known as
my job.
Yell at administration for not giving you the funding and support.
Yeah. Well, that one was more so like, hey, these kids need their own class. Like, they're crammed all in here together. Like, this is not going to do what you want it to do. So then my other job, state contest in 2017, attended all these different stuff, presided over band booster meetings, and then memberships and honors. Just with NAFME, I was part of OBA, part of TMEA, ECOBDA, KSI, K2Ks, NSI.
Yeah. Which K are you leaving out?
Usually the second one's the one that I leave out.
Yeah, I usually leave out the first one.
Yeah, that's usually the one people leave out, but I like leaving out the second one.
I usually omit the psi all day.
Just 2Ks.
2Ks.
Remember when we went to convention and that lady ranted about it for 30 minutes?
Which K are you? We're not the pharmacy.
The pharmacy clan.
Oh, yeah.
Was that in when we went to
I think it was down in like Houston.
No. This was the
that was
one in
like
Fayetteville.
Oh, in
that was like a
Arkansas.
province convention or something, or not province, but whatever it's
This
called.
district convention.
Yeah, district.
It was at Fayetteville.
This is
We
your
sat
blue
there for like
fraternity,
30.
not your red one, Mage.
Yeah. Shut up.
Hey, I'm sorry that like little things. All right.
I remember that she was just like, "Which K are you leaving out?" And just, we've been an organization for almost 100 years at the point. We, we have the right to have both of our letters said or some stuff like.
I do love outrage politics.
Yeah.
Because it's so stupid. It's stupid stuff like that. Like, that doesn't matter at all.
There's definitely a lot of that going around right now.
Oh,
Just
for sure.
in general.
Another thing I hated about district. Okay. The other thing that I hated about going to district was having to be a delegate, because it's literally just sitting there and listening to people's say their goodbye letters for 30 minutes and then voting to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Being a delegate is one of the most useless things.
But didn't you, like, volunteer for that?
Because I didn't know what it was.
Hindsight.
That's why I didn't volunteer for anything, man.
I
Because
remember.
they tried making me do it for national convention, and I was just like, no, dude, this is my vacation. Like,
Yeah, this is what I do for enjoyment.
this is my time. So while everyone was going to going to workshops and different things like that, I was at the resort area. I'm not going to say what I was doing, but you can guess what I was doing. Anyway.
Vacationing.
Vacation, exactly.
I remember I had to be the delegate at my first one whenever it was down in Houston, because I guess whoever had signed up couldn't do it or couldn't go anymore, so I had to. And I remember people were just like freaking out trying to get their name called, their chapters called for a second just so they could be in the minutes. I remember this dude had like this big old, like a large pizza box that he had written instead of having to use the little placards. And it's like as soon as they asked for anything, people just shot those stupid placards up. And I was like, what does it matter? Like, are you ever going to read these minutes again? Like,
But our chapter was on the minute.
yeah.
God, this doesn't matter at all. Like, it really doesn't matter.
It's just stupid college kid things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to topical a little bit.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna
when we
dip
go,
out. Hang on, I'm gonna dip out. My voice is like dying. I'm sorry. I thought I would be okay, but it's dying.
Okay, have a good day.
Yeah. Have a good rest of the podcast.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Alright, what were you saying, Mage?
so we continue with record.
Huh?
Are we continuing to record?
Yeah, I figure we just go ahead and max it out. I mean, we're already 30 minutes in. We might as well just wrap it up.
All right, fair enough. For some reason, so the script for today, this is a little sidebar. Sorry, audience. I was trying to open it up and like Google's just not working. I don't know what's going on. I know that email like crashed for a whole night or a whole day sometime this week.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to open it up for like the last 30 minutes. And it's just like, nope, won't do it.
Should I try to send it again?
It's a little late now. I think we're okay.
That's fair.
I mean, I know we've been doing this long enough that I know the format of our show pretty well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when you're in an interview, what is your answers to like the dumbest questions that they say? Like when they ask you like what your greatest weakness is, what is your answer to that?
I care too much. No,
Yeah,
it's usually something stupid like that.
Like it's such a stupid question. I don't know why they ask those questions, but
I honestly haven't thought about interview questions like that in such a long time. Like,
yeah, it's nice when you don't have to do it for a long, long time.
Yeah. Because if it was for ban something, my greatest weakness is probably getting lost in it and forgetting other people exist. Like,
Is that your actual greatest weakness?
well, I mean, that's just trying to think of something that's because I would get into my own little groove, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, there's a whole other school outside of this room. It's just like over there, and I don't go over there really a whole lot.
Yeah. What's the
Um,
dumbest question that someone's asked you in the interview?
um, I had one of them asked me to conduct the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like the Star Spangled Banner and then like a couple different songs, and I just had to conduct like the first little bit of it.
3-4 times. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess they just wanted to see like if my conducting patterns showed differentiation between styles. Like
Does the principal even know that?
that one, the principal was in with like the previous band directors. So it was whoever was on their way out or was staying. I don't even remember where that one was. They were just hiring for another spot or something like that, and it was just part of the band side of it.
So they were basically asking you questions that, like, you know, a kid could do this.
Yeah.
Are you looking for someone with a degree? Are you just looking for someone to babysit? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were other like more band related questions. It wasn't just like a interview with a principal who's very principal-y, you know.
Oh yeah.
But that's literally the only weird thing that I can think of off the top of my head.
Did you have like a weird when you worked for Little Caesars? I know those jobs are a little bit more eclectic, I guess, is the word for it.
Yeah.
Well, how was that interview? Just curious on that. I'm not going to look for a job for Little Caesars. I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Honestly, like, I remember going out there because, like, the lady who owned the franchise, like, had an office at her husband's, like, heat and air shop on the other side of town. So it was this, like, kind of like a welding shop building out in the industrial stuff, kind of out by the airport. And walked in, and after being in band for so long and dressing up is not an issue for us, like showed up like real dressed up, and she's like, "Oh man, you're serious, aren't you?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm just wearing slacks and a button up." Like,
yeah, like, all right, dude.
I guess she's one of those that's just used to people showing up in flip flops and
not giving a crap.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a part-time job. It's fine.
Whatever. I think it was more of a formality than it was an actual interview. Like, she needed the help. I obviously wasn't a jerk off. Like,
yeah, that does help.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really even remember much about that. I hadn't thought about that in forever. Like, I kind of forgot I even did that.
It was a long time ago. That was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? Longer than that, maybe.
Yeah, it would have been fall of 14. So 6 years ago.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah.
I almost said 6, but I was like, nah, it wasn't that long.
Just trying to give me the benefit of the doubt. I appreciate it. But no,
Yeah.
I'm old balls.
Oh, lordy.
You have any
Dude,
weird?
man, part-time jobs and like minimum wage jobs, those supervisors, they're so jaded. Like, it's hilarious. They just expect nothing from their interviewees.
Yeah, like, all right, you'll last about a month and a half, and then we'll be doing this again with somebody else. So,
I will say, if you plan on interviewing for a job and it being short term, don't ever tell them that it's short term.
yeah,
That's their plan, because that's, first of all, it's none of their business what your plans is for your life. uh, and secondly, it's just like that's a sure way to not get that job, because they're like, well, I'm not gonna.
take the
This
time to train
person,
him.
this person sucks butt, and he probably won't last me a month, but that he might. Whereas this person, he doesn't suck butt, but I know he's gone in like 3 or 4 months. You know.
Yeah. Ugh.
So it's like, first, like, what you do with your life is none of their business. So
Yeah, especially with those little short terms, like I just need this for something to do and some extra money. Like,
yeah, it's like right now I'm in the right now COVID took away my job and I need some kind of part-time thing. And even though I plan on getting out of here as soon as possible, I need the money now. So, but that's not your business. So I'm just going to keep going, you know?
yeah. Good lord. Okay. Any luck on your job hunting stuff? Since we're kind of on the job hunt.
So, full disclosure, I totally took this week off. I didn't even look, because
Amen.
I haven't had a week off since December,
Yeah.
and I was promised 2 weeks off before I quit, and it never happened. So I'm just like, nope. I'm just gonna take this week off and relax and
I'm just
stuff.
doing my own
That
thing.
being said, I was productive around the house and stuff, and did some. I wasn't completely like lazy and did nothing. I just didn't do job stuff.
Hey, sometimes you need that though. Like you just to disconnect.
Yeah, I just wanted a little bit of break. I'm not like, I mean, I'm going to start this week for sure.
Yeah.
And I actually started before I even quit, honestly. Like I had started because I got I already fixed. I already completed my resume. Um, I've already applied to several different jobs. I just need to go back out there and start it again. I
Yeah.
just didn't do it this week.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to have that downtime though. So no judgment from me over here.
Yeah, it also, that's what helps, that I'm like not worried about money at all right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, if heaven forbid, and I definitely don't plan. I plan on hopefully at least getting some callbacks in the next couple of weeks. You know, but heaven forbid, I'm like a month or two and like nothing. Which I pray to God that doesn't happen. Like that. Then I'll start sweating a little bit. I'll be like, all right, we need to figure something out.
Yeah.
But I'm fine for a while.
You got a little bit of time before that really sets
Yeah,
in. Nah, yeah, I don't blame you at all though. Okay, we want to move on to number 2.
sure thing.
All right, what is this game? Fall Guys?
Okay, so Fall Guys, from what I've seen, I actually just saw it the other day. I wasn't super interested in it until I watched it, and I was like, this is kind of funny and cute. I can see how it's a really fun game, but it's basically, if you've ever seen like a game show, like an obstacle course, like there's a Ninja Warrior or Wipeout. Most recently, there's that the floor is lava thing.
Yeah.
It's basically all of those game shows in a video game, where you're doing stuff, and it's a ridiculous course with all these ridiculous traps, and you're like this like ridiculous cartoon person, and you're racing with a whole bunch of other people, and you're trying to get through an obstacle course.
Hmm.
And like the first one, because you start out with like 60 people, I think. And so the first course, it's the first like 50 that make it out, or 40 or whatever, that make it to the end qualify for the next round. And then it's another one of those like, and then the next round's another one of those like, how many people make it in qualify for the next round, and then it's just like, then you have like other courses where it's just like time limits, and like if you survive this obstacle course for this long, then you qualify for the next round until like it basically weeds you down to like the last person standing. But it's just funny because like you can get in people's way. There's so many different courses. Like there was this one course where I think it was like the third round or whatever, and they were grouped up into 3 teams, and the first 2 teams that make it to the end pass to the next one. But at the last portion of it, throughout the whole obstacle course, you had to push this ball to the end, and there's definitely collision between other players, and so like one team would walk over to the other side and stop the ball from moving for the other team and try to get in the way of the other team so that way their team could get to the end. And be like, you could be like a big old jerk and stop someone from surviving if you just stand in their way.
So is it just like a one and done? Oh, alright, sorry, it started just playing the music. If you get knocked over, is it just like, oh, you're done, you gotta start over, start a new game kind of thing?
It depends on the course. So like the first couple of courses, no, usually not. If you get knocked out, then you get placed back into the most recent area, and you keep going until the problem is that other people are still going ahead of you, and if they make it to the finish line before you, or the number of people that make it to the finish line before you, then you get eliminated because you have to make it. Like say that there's 50 people left, it will only allow 30 people to cross the finish line. So the last 20 get eliminated.
Yeah.
So if you fall, you're not eliminated in those rounds.
You just have to be the top 30 to cross first or whatever it is.
Right. Now there's other rounds where it's timed and it's basically the weed out to the last person standing. And if you fall in those rounds, you're definitely eliminated.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense though. So I looked it up. It's $20 on Steam right now. But Finn said he got it on our PlayStation Now or Live or
PlayStation Network for free.
Network. Okay.
I don't know how much is it on the Epic Game Store.
Let me see if I can get Epic to load pretty quick. The Steam page says, "Notice, we underestimated the number of jelly beans in the jar. We're working hard to increase server capacity, but please be aware that matchmaking may be up and down during the launch window."
Interesting.
Fall.
It's got a lot of charm. It's very colorful. It's very ridiculous because you can put like costumes on your little guy and everything, and
so
they're just cute and stupid looking.
Yeah. So it is not on the Ghost or the Epic Store.
Okay.
So it looks like only on Steam and then Xbox and PlayStation. So I can have all of my resume stuff still pulled up and tabbed over. Now that looks cool though. Like, I just spent money on a game, which we'll talk about here in a second. But if it was free, I'd all about it. But I don't know if I'd want to pay $20 for it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to play $20 unless I was playing with other friends.
Yeah, as I don't really.
It just depends. Like, I was watching. I think it was Carnage. He's a Twitch streamer, if you guys didn't know, and I've talked about him before because I enjoy his content. But I usually watch him on YouTube because I don't like Twitch. I just don't like streams always lag and it bothers me, so I just watch on YouTube.
That's fair.
But he was talking about like he was playing this game called Remnant, which is a Souls-like, but you like use guns and stuff. It's really good co-op, and it looks like a really fun game. But it was free on the Epic Games Store this week for like 24 hours or so.
What was it?
It's called Remnant from the Ashes.
Did I? Okay, I'm gonna look.
It's also on the Xbox Game Pass, if I remember correctly. I think I saw it on the Xbox Game Pass. But it's not free anymore. It was.
Yes, I do have that one.
Oh, you have it?
I do. Yeah, I got it on Epic when for like the free day or whatever it was.
Oh, nice. It's really good. It's a really good game, and it's definitely worth being free. It's really good co-op, so I might buy it. We can play together, Conan. Because I definitely didn't know it was free. Otherwise, I would have got it.
Yeah, see, some of those where I just like, I've never heard of the game before. I don't really know anything about it going into it. I'm just like, hey, it's free. I'll download it and maybe install it eventually.
Fair enough. But anyway, what I was getting to was that they were talking about demos and how like game companies have like lost faith in demos and don't ever do them anymore. And I was just thinking like Fall Guys, like that would be a great game if they can just give me like a demo day or something, and I can just play it and see if I really want it. Like if I have a great time with that game, because it has a lot of charm. It's colorful. It's quirky. I just running through an obstacle course and it being a platformer type thing. That's like, maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know unless I play it. But I don't want to play. I don't want to spend $20 to be stuck with a game that I don't like. You know.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely with you on that one. I don't know. Kind of on that line. I played a demo of Factorio. It came out of early access and is like actually released now. So they had a demo on Steam. It was just pretty much play through like the tutorial missions, and it kind of just gave you the quick and dirty of how to do the thing. It actually took me like 15 hours to complete the tutorials. Like, I don't know if I was just going super slow or if that's just how it normally went, but
that's a big demo.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, it's just going to time out here in a second. It's just going to make me like, oh, you're out of time, buy the real game. It's like, no, I got through all however many missions there were, and just, it's like, okay, you've done the stuff, everything that's on the demo, buy the game. It's like, okay, I got you. But it was way more than enough to get a sense of kind of what the game was.
It's almost a full game in itself.
I know, right? But I did pick up Factorio, so I've been playing that this week. I have 11 hours in it already this week. I don't know if that started over after the demo or not. I didn't pay that much attention to it, honestly.
Are you doing the tutorial again?
No, I started so you can set like just your normal playthrough, and it's called a freestyle, where you just play the game how it's intended. They also have like a sandbox where you just build everything for free, as well as different missions and like challenges, I guess. So there's a challenge where you have a small amount of space and you have to get all of the conveyor belts attached to the correct boxes that the items go into, and there's like a tower defense where you have to defend your little base as long as you can by just increasingly more difficult enemies. Kind of just stuff like that. So I've just jumped into the freestyle just to see if I can just kind of learn it and get all of the different technologies and the different stuff. I was kind of getting to a point with my Satisfactory that they haven't had another update in a while, and it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. So I'm probably gonna.
And your base is satisfactory so big that your RAM can't handle it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm kind of stepping away from it for right now to just wait for another patch. So yeah, I can see I'm gonna probably see myself spending a lot of time with Factorio here coming up. So
Well, cool.
yeah, you played anything this week on your
I
week off?
Yeah. Well, okay. So I played some more Crosscode, which I don't know if I talked about Crosscode before on this podcast. I think I have.
Yeah, it's like your MMO.
It's not an MMO, but it's like a. So it's like a. It's a pixel 2D game. So it's a bunch of pixel art. The pixel art's really good, actually. I'm a big fan of really nice pixel art. But the game takes place in an MMO, so to speak. Kind of like like Ready Player One. Have you seen that movie or read that book? Where like the main story takes place in that MMO. That's kind of how the game is. So it's been interesting. Like the story's been pretty good actually because I've gotten farther into it, and the gameplay is really solid and fun. So I played some more of that, gotten through more of it. I think I'm like halfway through the game, maybe a little bit more. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I just beat like the second big dungeon, but there's a lot of other stuff. Like I beat the second big dungeon, but there's like a lot of stuff before that. So I only think there's like 3 or 4 dungeons in the game. I feel like because this is how the game takes place. So I'm not really sure how far into it I am. I've also Wasteland 3 is coming out, I think on October 28th. Not October, August 28th. And it's free on the Xbox Game Pass. So I downloaded Wasteland 3. It hasn't come out yet, but I also downloaded Wasteland 2 off the Xbox Game Pass. And so I played a little bit of Wasteland 2. And it's kind of what Fantasy was talking about in last week about Divinity Original Sin. I don't know if that was last week or the week before. But it's one of those games, except Wasteland is set in a post-apocalyptic world. So it's a big CRPG where it's really heavily based on like your actions really matter, like what you say really matters, what you do really matters. Kind of like Fallout did. Just kind of like one of those big old massive RPG stuff, but you have like a team of 4 and you can create your own characters. I created I created my self insert, of course, because I have to do that.
Yeah.
But like I created, I don't know if you remember this old cartoon from Cartoon Network called Megas XLR.
It doesn't ring any bells.
Okay, you need to look it up because that cartoon is hilarious. The guy, so that cartoon, it's about 2 trucker type dudes, not truckers. But
yeah. Okay, I remember seeing this.
Like it's a really big guy and a really skinny guy, and they're like, they're kind of like back in some backcountry type dudes.
Yeah.
And they find a giant robot. So I made Coop from Megas XLR and Kiva, who are 2 of the main characters. And Coop's the big old fat dude that looks like Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
And Kiva's the girl that punches stuff, and is the one that originally owned the Megas, which is the giant robot. So I thought that was funny, and then I just like created a 4th person that it didn't matter because I couldn't think of another one. Um,
Man, I
and
haven't thought about this show in a long time. Sorry, I'm just like
no,
looking at these
it was just really
pictures.
funny.
Yeah.
It was just funny because I was like, who's someone dumb that I could create? And I was like, and Vegas XLR thought popped in my head, and I was just like, all right, let's do this. Let's make a movie.
Done.
Um, but Wasteland, it's a post apocalyptic world, set after like nuclear war happened or whatever, and these it's set in Arizona, I believe. And you're what they call desert rangers, which is basically like this vigilante, not vigilante force, but like they're they're the people that stepped up when basically chaos was reigning and like murderers and thieves and cannibals and all that stuff were rampaging. So they're like, nope, we can't have this stuff happen. So we're gonna step up, and they created the organization called the Desert Rangers. Um, so you play as four like new recruits to Desert Rangers in Arizona,
All right.
and I've only done the very first mission so far. I haven't played super long into it. I think I may be like 2 hours into it. But it, like even just the 2 hours, there's just a lot of stuff to consider. Like, I mean, there's so much stuff in the game, so it's kind of like, oh wow, I got a lot to do.
Yeah. So I like oh, excuse me. I like ones like that though, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna spend way more time with this than I thought.
Oh yeah, there's like over 80 hours of gameplay in it,
Oh boy.
and because your choices change outcomes of things, there's a lot of replayability too.
Yeah.
So um, there's just a lot of stuff that you could do in this game.
All right.
And the way they do combat is kind of like, have you ever seen XCOM?
Say it again.
XCOM
Yes, I have.
games. That's how the combat is in Wasteland.
Okay.
Where the gameplay is like a CRPG, the combat is XCOM, where you have the grid. You can hide and take cover behind things, and you make shots and their percentage to shoot and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like the very first area, I almost died to a toad because like nothing would hit the dang toad, and he wasn't in any cover at all, and I was so frustrated. I was like, how did I keep missing?
What is going on?
It was very frustrating.
Goodness gracious.
I also downloaded. Sorry, I've been busy this week, I guess.
Oh yeah, you're good.
I also downloaded Dead Island.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that game at all.
Yeah.
It was also free on the Xbox Game Pass because the Xbox Game Pass is awesome. There's so many good games on it. But that's also like a Fallout 3-4 type set game, but set on a tropical island, and the enemies are zombies. So that game's been interesting. I think I put more time into that one than Wasteland, just because I had a lot of fun. So you can throw your weapon in that game, even though they take damage, like in any RPG. Like the better the weapon does more damage and whatever, and everything has high health. So I found out that throwing your weapon deals a crap ton of damage, especially if it's like a knife or something.
I would hope so.
And so I just carried 2 knives with me, like regular crappy knives. And I just kept throwing and one-shotting these zombies and picking up these knives and keep throwing at them again. Because, we didn't get any guns or anything like that, at least not in the starting area. And it was way more fun than I thought it would be. Because it's like, how this person whoever I'm playing as has some obscene aim because I'm just like nailing these zombies and throwing these knives at them. It was great.
Because that is Dead Island, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, zombies were just never my thing, so I just kind of stayed away from any sort of zombie stuff. Like,
you're not the only one who feels that way, for sure. I like zombies to an extent.
yeah.
It just depends on the game that I'm playing. I actually like more like zombie media than I do zombie games. But I thought I would go ahead and pick up this one. It's very old. It's an old game, I think. It's like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought too. Just getting pretty old now.
I'm pretty sure it had a sequel already.
Possibly.
But it was fun. At least what I've played so far of it was I got to the lifeguard station. So like I moved everybody up to the nicer facility. So I don't know if anyone's played Zombie Island, but it's pretty much like the second or third mission in the game. Like not super far in that game.
Dead Island was released in 2011.
Yeah. I thought it was like, because I'm pretty sure there's a second Dead Island 2 or something like that too.
Yeah. Dead Island 2 was set to be released in 2017, but it has been delayed indefinitely.
Oh, okay. So Dead Island 2 never did release.
I guess not.
I apologize.
They had a DLC for Dead Island Riptide, which came out in 2013. The spin-off Escape Dead Island was released on November 18th, 2014, but the sequel Dead Island 2 was delayed indefinitely.
Oh, okay. So it's probably never coming out. All right, Baxter.
No, that was just me coughing.
Oh, Jesus. That's so loud.
I'm sorry, I thought I muted myself, but I guess I didn't.
Oh, you're good. You're good. But yeah, that game is funny because there's still a little bit of like, it was pretty glitchy when the game first came out. Now it's been a long time and they did like the definitive edition, but there's still some like jank to some of the zombie pathing. And the zombies are really freaking loud. So like I was climbing up these staircases and there was a zombie just stuck underneath the staircase and he's aggroed on me, but I couldn't find him because he was underneath the staircases. And he was just like screaming his lungs out. And I'm just like, what is this?
What is going on?
And then I saw him finally, and he's just like running up the staircases, kind of clipping through it a little bit. And I'm just like, all right, love this. I got some unexpected enjoyment out of that game, I guess.
Hey, it's all right. Like, especially ones as old as that. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Games that are that old that are still getting some enjoyment out of them, like. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
But
man.
That's basically all I've done this week. Okay. Which I guess is a lot, but
yeah, it's all right. We're a little over the hour mark. You want to just skip the Would You Rathers and just jump into Wins of the Week?
Sure thing.
Let's do the Wins of the Week. Mage, what is your win this week?
Well, I talked about my doctor's appointment Thursday, but my blood pressure was really good.
Nice.
So that was really good. I've never had any blood pressure issues, but but like I don't know why the nurse was just like, "Wow, that's really good blood pressure," and I'm like, "Great." So I'm just like, I don't know. I thought I'd say that. I haven't gained any weight since COVID, which is good. I haven't really lost anything, but not gaining, a lot of people are gaining a lot.
Yeah.
So maintaining.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Something to be said about maintaining. I've been really relaxed this week. It's been nice to just have some time off.
Yeah, I'm glad you're finally getting a little bit of downtime. Like, downtime is always nice. And everything's kind of crazy right now. Like, with schools kind of reopening, like, we're getting lots more cases coming in, which...
Oh, yeah. Just
Not,
the school time is hard, especially with Nate right now with, like, everything being so interesting.
yeah. So I've already seen a couple cases of, teachers have seen stuff over Zoom calls about stuff that's happening in the house and blah, blah, blah. Go check it out. But, excuse me. Cool. We're still in wins. So I guess my win is just, like, I got some cases closed down this week. Like, I just between all of my busy was able to get a couple shut down. I need to get another one probably worked on today, unfortunately. I need to do some cleaning around the house and laundry and all that sort of stuff, and probably do some work, even though I don't want to. Yeah. It's kind of what I couldn't really think of a legitimate win, so.
I'm sorry, Conan.
It's okay. Just kind of another week. I'm having fun with Factorio. So, yeah.
How's the transition to paid every 2 weeks going?
So I cashed out my leave, whatever that we were doing, so we should get that this week. And then 2 weeks from then, we should get our first 2-week paycheck bi-monthly, twice a month. Our first bi-monthly paycheck should be after that, I think on the 11th, if I remember my calendar correctly. That sounds right. So we should be paid on the 11th and the 25th. So.
Okay, well.
I guess
at least you get to cash in your comp and all that other stuff, because God knows if they'll ever let you use it.
Right. Because we could only do 40 hours of each, so I burnt 40 comp and 40 annual and still had almost 150 of each after burning that much.
I feel that.
It's like, man, y'all are killing me. But, alright, we good?
We good.
All right. Thank you guys very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at Low Scale Gaming. If you have any questions or subjects you want to talk about on our next podcast, leave us a tweet or email us at lowscalegaming@gmail.com. So thanks again, and we'll see you next week. And I'm not saying Finn's thing. Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Low Scale Gaming Podcast. Have fun. Goodbye.